If doctors, nurses, and grocery store clerks can wear a mask for 10 or 12-hour shifts, you can wear a mask for an hour or less when you go to the store. Do your part. Mask up, America.
Hey, boss. Okay.
Said I'm fine.
Me to bed, see you in the morning. With the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. You were underlay in my head.
Chaser.
Hey, Bob.
You know you can talk to me.
Yeah.
Right now, the COVID-19 vaccines are available to millions of Americans, and soon they will be available to everyone.
This vaccine means hope. It will protect you and those you love from this dangerous and deadly disease.
I want to go back to work and I want to be able to move around.
To visit with Michelle's mom, to hug her and see her on her birthday.
You know what I'm really looking forward to is going to opening day in Texas Ranger Stadium with a full stadium.
We've lost enough people and we've suffered enough damage.
In order to get rid of this pandemic, it's important for our fellow citizens to get vaccinated.
I'm getting vaccinated because we want this pandemic to end as soon as possible.
So we urge you to get vaccinated when it's available to you.
So roll up your sleeve and do your part.
This is our shot.
Now it's up to you.
As a young girl, I just grew to love using power tools, pouring concrete, and doing things that were scary and loud, and yet I looked around and realized no other girls are doing these things. As I grew up, I realized that girls need to see themselves in this space. Start here. So that's what I set out to do, and I became an educator and a mentor for young girls. No masks down till clear. Making teaches girls how to think of their ideas as important. Go light. It changes the way they think about what they're capable of. If I can fuse metal, what can't I do? Perfect. Look at how good that was. And so I think Making for Girls is about voice, and that's what's really exciting, because we're building the world we want to see for ourselves. Now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
You need a male model for the shoe. Call, let me know. I got you.
I got you.
I'll rock the new Mimi G styles. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, it's meant to be. See,
See,
okay.
there you go.
Your story is amazing. Where you began, what was the motivation that started the pathway to where you are now?
You know, there was a lot of different elements that sort of led to this. You know, when I grew up and left home and was like homeless on the streets of LA and, you know, sort of figuring out like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to get past this? I think that I always sort of knew that I was supposed to do something, like that I had some grand purpose in my head. I just didn't know what it was or how it was going to come to be. I knew I wanted to be a fashion designer, and everything that I saw on TV felt like that's what I wanted to be. And then, you know, I realized that wasn't exactly what my calling was. I had always sort of, you know, been sewing. I started sewing when I was 12 years old. And it was sort of like, I don't know, a really fun hobby that I loved to do. And that I thought I was the only one in the world who still did that. Like, I was like, nobody does this. It's just because I'm Puerto Rican and I come from like a little country town where people still sew, but you know, this is not a thing.
from where you were to following the path, there's no way in hell you would have guessed that the blog would have turned into the social movement that puts you where you are today.
So when people ask me these questions, I think sometimes they think like we had like social media, right? When I popped off, there was none of that. Okay, I had YouTube. It had just started. You know, I was just like blogging and like, that wasn't like a thing. So for me, it was sort of a natural evolution. I've sort of rolled with, the changes over time, and, that's been helpful. And thank goodness I have kids in all ages. I got millennials, I got Gen Zs, they got me with the TikTok, they got me covered. But initially what happened is I was blogging as a journal, right? Every month I would, every day I would blog something, and I wanted to look back at the end of that year and sort of be like, oh, look what I've made. And what I noticed was that people wanted to know how I was making it, right? Because there was a ton of sewing stuff on the internet. There was quilting and kids clothing and home decor and all that kind of stuff, but I don't like none of that. If I can't wear it, I don't want to make it. So there was nobody who was doing fashion sewing. So I started to post about what I was making. I couldn't afford Gucci, but I could knock it off pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I could make like my version of it. And so people were like, how'd you do that? So I started to share sort of like how I was doing it. So I said, let me start recording a video. So that's what I did. I recorded a video, and instead of posting a long tutorial, I would just film it and put it on YouTube, which at the time was relatively new. And that started to sort of catch fire because people were like, oh, wait a minute, here's somebody who's sewing, who's not old, who doesn't look like my grandma, and who's making cute stuff,
Right.
And I think that really sort of helped. Initially, I went from like maybe 1,000 page views a month. And at the end of the first year, I was over at 1 million page views. And that's when I realized, okay, people are really interested. I think I need to figure this out. And I did YouTube for a really long time because it was sort of like me giving a lot of free information, and I just really enjoyed teaching. And I thought, this must be what I'm supposed to do. Maybe I'm just a teacher. Really, at the heart of it, I'm just a teacher.
What's next for Mimi G Style?
It's been 6 years now since I launched Sew It Academy, my online fashion and design school. And that really just became the main sort of venture because it's sort of the biggest right now. It's what generates the most amount of revenue. And it's really what I want to drive, because there's so many people who look like us, who are into fashion and design and don't realize that they can make their own clothes or alter their own clothes, or or that want to go to fashion design school and can't afford it because it's expensive, and so that's really our focus. And the fact that many men sew just like women do, it's not like a gender thing, like, oh, I'm a girl, so I sew, you're a boy, so you did woodworking, like, that's stupid. So like, that's really our, the goal of Sew It Academy, is to get more people to realize that, sewing is for various reasons. It's either you want to create from scratch, or maybe you just want to make the clothes that you're buying at the store fit better. Or maybe you want to make your own sneakers, which I just started learning to do. A new venture really soon. I'm writing my first book, which is due in September. Ask me if I've started.
Okay. I'm gonna take that as a no.
Right. Really right now I'm focusing on just continuing to grow the current businesses and consulting, but in between all of that, my main goal is to get people to understand that you can do whatever it is that you want, despite your circumstances, despite where you're currently living, despite what your education is. I didn't even graduate high school. I had to drop out because I was pregnant. I think that people need to see and hear people that look like us, that, and see that whatever it is that they can do is possible. It takes a hell of a lot of work. And it's not always easy, but if you want it badly enough, you can certainly do it.
nice and bright, bright. The birds are chirping, chirping. And I'm ready to fly. Time to get ready, ready. For another day. Hey. No one can stop us. Oh, we gon' learn to play. Oh, every day we learn and play. We do our best, so we'll be great. Oh, 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 oh. You do your best, best. And I don't mind. Mind. So let's get ready, ready, ready. 'Cause it's about that time. Good morning, morning, you. Good morning, how do you do? Good morning, time to be great. Good morning, time to wake. Good morning, your dance and play. Good morning, sun start today. Good morning, open your eyes. Good morning, reach for the sky. Good morning, 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 morning to you. Good morning, 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 how do you do? Good morning, 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 morning to you. Good morning, 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 how do you do? Good morning. You see me on my grind. Stars got to shine. I'm a supernova. Yeah, you see me taking over. Yeah, I'm on the move. I got a way to shine to it. So let me hear you say, every day we gon' learn and play.
Hey y'all, hey, good morning. Today is Monday, May 10th, and we made it through Mother's Day, so I'm happy that you guys are here with us. Happy post Mother's Day. What did you guys do for your Mother's Day plans? Well, I'll tell y'all what I did. I don't know why my little bun looked off for y'all. Anyway, so woke up. I had a couple text messages from the kids, even though they in the next room. It's cool. And they wished me happy Mother's Day. It was nothing too extensive. Yeah, so that was it. We barbecued actually on Saturday. And Sunday we just kind of chilled, had the kids clean up, that type of thing. We did the show, of course, last night. Hopefully you guys tuned in. We were talking about the verses with Escape and SWV, which I say SWV won. And that was pretty much the consensus of the women on the Wine-Up. But yeah, so anyway, we talked about our Mother's Day plans and the things that we did, and that was it. What y'all do for Mother's Day? I know what you guys remember on Friday, we had Terrell Johnny's on. He was the CEO of Spread Love Initiative, and he actually sent us an update. Communicating with producer TJ, but he sent us an update on what he did for Mother's Day, and he sent us a couple visuals for the event that they did. I didn't see the special guest. I was looking for the special guest, so we don't have to contact him to find out who the special guest actually was, but it was definitely heartwarming. The event, if you guys remember, or if you guys were tuned in on Friday, the event actually spotlighted and it was in support of women who lost their children. So it was Mother's Day for women who lost their children. So let's take a look at the video and see what his event was about.
Mother's Day brunch honoring mothers who lost children to violence or unforeseen circumstances. CBS 46's Melissa Stern was at that brunch celebrating mothers who face the tragedy of losing their child.
Dozens of mothers who have lost their children for one reason or another spent Mother's Day together here. They say being at an event like this on a day like Mother's Day makes them feel like they're not alone.
So I most definitely want to send a special shout out to all the beautiful mothers in the building.
While many spent Sunday celebrating their mothers or being mothers, Mother's Day can be tough for those who have suffered a loss.
Not only do you feel the pain, It can't be replaced.
But many families attended the brunch at Spice House Midtown, put on by the Spread the Love Initiative, a grassroots organization that focuses on human services.
I believe mothers are the backbone of the community.
Terrell Johnny's lost his cousin to a home invasion.
And his mother would call me at all different times of the day. So when Mother's Day came around, she missed them. So I took her out for Mother's Day, and I just thought to myself, how many other mothers are suffering this loss?
He realized there was a need and started putting on events to help those mothers.
We can relate to each other.
Monteria Robinson says they understand each other's pain.
My son's name is Jamarian Robinson. He was killed here in Atlanta on August 5th, 2016. Due to police brutality.
This is the first Mother's Day Deborah Knott is spending without her son, who was killed in a car accident last summer.
I lost my only child.
These mothers say events like this one help them get through difficult times, knowing there are others out there going through the same thing.
We singing, we laughing, we taking photos of each other. It's like we're in our happy place when we're all together.
Melissa Stern, CBS 46 News.
Sorry, y'all. I was just saying, wasn't that honorable and commendable for Terrell Johnny to put on an event such as that, and just to see the joy on some of the women's faces, and they find support in one another. So I got all the feels from that, and I'm definitely happy that he did that for those women. They found support within one another, and I'm sure that it's definitely extremely hard to lose a child and then have to, get through a day like Mother's Day. So shout outs, kudos, congratulations to him. Thank you to him for sending us an update so that we could see how his event went. We're still waiting on that update about his special guest, because that's who I was interested in as well. And hopefully he'll let us know who that special guest was. But anyway, who and what did y'all do for Mother's Day? I am going to Facebook to say good morning, 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 morning to you. Good morning, y'all. Let me get on Facebook right here. Yeah, so I bought my mom an iPhone. I'm bringing her to this side. It's just easier. Our whole house is iPhone. And so she'll be able to FaceTime with us without going through other apps. She'll be able to blue chat with us. She'll be able to find us and locate us and all of that great stuff. So it's just easier for us to communicate. So I got her an iPhone, and we're waiting on that to arrive. Hey y'all been busy in the chat. Good morning, D. Hey, the good Shrop. Y'all be having all these sidebar conversations. Shrop, the good Shrop, you fed the homeless? Now that is commendable. Oh my gosh. What was that like? Put it in the chat. I'm looking at Terrell's comment. Thank you, Terrell. Well, you know who the heck I'm going to. Don't play with me. He said, Porch Monique, you're going to need a publicist soon. You real fancy. Listen, you know who I'm going to first. PR extraordinaire to the stars, who be hanging out with Lynn Whitfield. So you got to come on tomorrow and give us an update or something. But y'all know Terrell comes on Tuesdays. Q Parker was a special guest. He is in the link. Oh, I didn't see it. Okay. All right, Q Parker. Robert says it was good. I bought me a new keyboard on Saturday. I was excited about that. On Sunday, y'all talking about y'all weekends. We talking about Mother's Day. That's a conversation between D and Robert. Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, let's get into this versus chat. So Robert said SWV definitely won. Every song was a gem. Listen, we had that same conversation on the Wine Up last night, and Rocky, my co-host, was in favor of Escape because I just think that she's an Escape fan. But she was just saying that Escape came out ready, etc., etc. Listen, if we're talking about readiness and how they came out, then okay, Escape won that. But if we're talking about vocals, if we're talking about performances, if we're talking about songs, if we're talking about pound for pound, hands down, SWV won. Like no argument, no question about it. Like SWV won. So I am in agreement with you, Robert. SWV definitely won. Every song was a jam. I mean, I sang every song except with the exception of their new songs, because they do have new songs, but I sang every song. You know, when I was younger, they said I was a mix between Coco and Taj. I'm just saying. Anyway, yes. Nathan said he was around like-minded individuals this weekend. It was good. I have a heart for those in need. Oh, great. Escape had maybe 8 at best. Listen, I had no idea what some of those songs were. And of course, they sang like love ballads. So, I mean, yes, understanding, but okay, understanding, yes. And then Who Can I Run To? I mean, like, they should have been singing apropos songs, like you know, songs like that were for their age range at that time. What's up, William Thomas Norris Jr.? Good morning. Love you too. D Shield says, I felt both Escape and SWV had hits, just more hits that I love with Escape. Really? D, you felt like Escape won? Wow. Can we talk about Tiny Serving Body, entire look on point? Okay. D. So my favorite outfit choice of the entire night was Candy. And we also had that debate about Candy does TV. She's in movie series or she's in TV series. She's in film. She, you know, this is what Candy does. So she got to stay ready. So my favorite option, my favorite fashion choice was Candy. I didn't like any of the Tamikas. I didn't like their outfit choices. She was serving body, but we all know where that body came from. So it's not like honorable to me to be like, oh my God, she's serving body, but we know how she got that body. And Latasha, she gets an honorable mention. Her outfit was okay. It wasn't terrible. SWV first half looked very uncomfortable. Taj got a pass, and then the second half they came in with their SWV sweatshirts on, and that was apropos for them. So I didn't like it. Not the pause, girl. I didn't like it. Escape was the best dressed. They were, but I just like Candy. Candy was boutique fabulous as well. Yes. So anyway, I think hands down the overall consensus is SWV won. It just depends on if you were a fan or not, right? In terms of Escape, because Rocky was diehard. She said their sophomore album was the bomb. I never listened to their entire album. I did with SWV. All of them. Except for the newest ones. I need to go explore those. Taj had Not If You with Eddie George. You wore that vibe for me. Girl, listen, she has to keep up with. So Taj is still kind of like in the limelight because she married Eddie George. Eddie George is, of course, a Hall of Fame winning. Actually, he's a coach now at Tennessee State, but he is NFL. Is he Hall of Fame? I thought he was Hall of Fame, but he's definitely, you know, he has some awards going on. So she got to keep up. You know, they be on the scene. Listen, Robert, all of SWV's albums were slamming. And yes, D, the Tamikas, I didn't like that stuff. Anyway, moving on. I think that they won. Hands down. So, I didn't see what y'all did in the comments for Mother's Day. I was looking for it. You know, with the exception of Robert, who fed the homeless. He's Hall of Fame. Okay. Yeah, so Eddie George was Hall of Fame. Anyway, how we kicking off this Monday? So, y'all know two things. So we have our conference coming up, and we did see an advertisement for it, but let's go back to it. Our conference, Design and Dialogue, is coming up at the end of the month, May 21st and 22nd. And y'all got to be there. So we're going to have some great panel sessions and discussions again about designing, architecting, and making sure you have the life that you want. Design and Dialogue is May 21st, 22nd. Go to www.tinyurl.com/SWS for Sisters with Superpowers. SE for Seagram's Escapes, because y'all have to come to the panel. And then DD for Design and Dialogue. Or you can go to www.tinyurl.com/design and dialogue. Design and Dialogue, y'all. Be there. May 21st, 22nd. We have some excellent people coming to help you guys with business, branding, career, your spiritual life, health, and fashion. I know for a fact that we have Cam Newton stopping by. He's going to be talking about his new show as well as his fashion life, his family life, and his inspiration for excelling off of the field. So y'all come talk to Cam Newton about that. And we're going to have Seagram's Escapes, Cocktails and Conversations again. This one is based on culinary arts. And so we're going to have Pinky from Slutty Vegan in the virtual building. She's going to be talking to us about how she built her empire, branding, of course. And then she's going to give us a couple of cooking demonstrations. Well, I don't know if they're going to be demonstrations. She's just going to do some pairings with the Seagram's Escapes brand. And so we're going to learn a lot from her as well. So y'all have to come to Design and Dialogue. Go to tinyurl.com/design and dialogue. DIALOGUE. All right. And then today, on today's show, we have Trina Braxton in the virtual building. Now, I'm excited to talk to Trina. I actually talked to Trina right after she got married. I met her husband. We actually did the filming. It was right pre-COVID, right before COVID hit, January, in Atlanta. It was at Asia Rose Spa, so it was on location. I miss those type of events. Nonetheless, we got a chance to talk to her about her wedding and what it meant and all the intricate details. And I haven't had a chance to talk to her after that. So I am excited to talk to her. Today they have a virtual women's conference that's coming up at the end of the week. And she's participating in that. So we're going to hear about that. And then we're just going to catch up with her on all of the things that she has going on. So that's at 9 o'clock. And of course, y'all know the other Shrop is coming on. First King James will be in the virtual building to talk to talk with Trina with us. So y'all stay tuned because we have a very good conversation coming up with Trina Braxton. So I'll be trying to catch up in the comments with y'all. Y'all be going off. Okay, what y'all talking about? Hold on. Who y'all talking about? They talking about somebody with hanging pockets. Oh, you talking about Taj's shorts. I didn't like the shorts with the blazer. But she had to show y'all that she still got it, you know. She was like, look at these legs for days. Hanging pocket. It was just the fashion style. And then Dee said, my children spoiled me. She said they spoiled me more. They do it all year. Just some amazing, gorgeous humans. Your kids are cute, Dee. Gorgeous. And your grandkids. Listen, we were having a conversation last night at dinner with the kids. And my son has younger siblings by his dad. And so he was babysitting them. And he said something about them being bad. Whatever, you know, just kid talk. And then he gonna say something like, well, that's why I'm not having kids. Because, you know, my brothers and sisters is bad. And I just kind of shot a look at him like, sir, I want some grandkids. But I don't want them right now. But I do want some grandkids. I want some grandkids. So You need to change that thinking. But yes, D, your family is beautiful. Um, okay, so you were talking about, I'm catching up with the doggone comments, y'all. So D said she heard that her vegan spot is amazing. So yes, so she just, and I'm gonna defer to producer TJ on this, but I know she just inked a deal with someone huge. Who was it, producer TJ? Um, it's escaping me right now, but she is definitely on the rise, and I think she has more than one location. But so D, I know you're gonna be at Designer Dialogue, but make sure you tune in. The conversation is going to be live. It's going to be on Friday, May 21st, 7 p.m. And she's going to be on with a panel of other women as well. But make sure that you log in to ask her questions. Trina updates. Yes, girl. Cuzzo is not in the building yet. He will be shortly. Oh, she's saying thank you and love those humans too much. Oh, I love that, Robert. So Robert said that his mother has passed on. So what he does basically in honor of her is to go out and serve the needy. Yes, yes, and yes. I love that, love that, love that. Y'all, let's get into some news right quick before the first King James comes on and before we talk to Trina as well. So what's going on in the world? You know, when I wake up in the morning, I try not to turn on the news, right? Because I see notifications coming through my phone a lot. Sometimes I just ignore them and I don't even check them. But there were so many doggone killings and shootings over the weekend, especially on Mother's Day. And, you know, I really wanted to keep my Mother's Day calm and peaceful. And, you know, I really didn't have to do anything. The boys, you know, they chipped in, they cleaned up. They did not cook. They did not. Grandma still cooked. But I didn't want it to, you know, be hard or depressing. And so I just kind of ignored those stories. But there were several shootings over the weekend. So let's go to this one. A man rammed his car into Massachusetts police station and he was fatally shot by officers. So let's go to this story, y'all. And there was also I'm going to see if we can find that. There was also a shooting in Times Square. Like, we can't even go to Times Square no more. So nonetheless, state police are investigating the fatal shooting of a man who drove his car into a police station in central Massachusetts early Sunday morning. Officers shot the man after he repeatedly rammed his vehicle into the police station located about 50 miles west of Boston around 6:30 a.m. Worcester County District Attorney Joseph Early Jr. said, that's what he said. A dispatcher located at a communication center saw the car hit the building in real time through security footage and called nearby officers to the scene. I'm trying to see if we can bring him up because so maybe there's no picture of him because I don't think he was black. Because I'm looking for the picture. Of course, it's not. Yes. They didn't give his name or his photo. So, of course, that means he wasn't black or of color. So the man exited the vehicle and immediately shouldered what appeared to be a rifle and aimed it at police officers. After that action, the police officers then fired and shot the man. Emergency medical aid was given to the man, described as a white male, possibly in his 20s, who was later pronounced dead at St. Vincent Hospital in Worcester. Early Jr. did not identify the man, but said he was known to police through a pending case involving a traffic violation. Nearly the entire vehicle was in the station's lobby, according to the police chief, Kenneth Antavica. Sorry, Kenneth. The entrance to the police station is 2 double doors. There's steel doors that open outwards, and there's a ramp that goes up to and for handicap accessibility. He drove his car up that. It appeared to be an isolated incident with no lingering threat to the community. 2 officers involved in the shooting have been placed on administrative leave automatically as per department protocol amid the investigation. Listen, so this is what we need to talk about, because we all know that if this guy was black, his face and his name would be splattered all across social media, all across the nation, all across the globe, because they would have an issue with the gall and the audacity to drive your car through a police station. We don't know who he is. This happened yesterday at 6:30 a.m. Surely somebody knows who he is. And I actually didn't even hear about this story. So that just goes to show how they spotlight and highlight stories of people of color. And when it's not people of color, they want to hide identities. I don't like it. So I don't want to talk about any other of the shootings. It's just sad. Like, is this what this nation has come to? Conflict resolution, or just, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we really do need to focus on that. Do we need to have sessions, summits, conferences? What do we need to do to help our communities when it comes to mental health? Because some of this stuff is just people having anxiety, not knowing how to cope, I don't know what it is. It's all mental health related. And we need to band together so that we can definitely address the situation and offer some resources, tools, and services to our community so that stuff like this doesn't happen. Like, how do we get to the people before they decide that ramming their car into the police station is something that they should be doing? Okay. Time check. Let's go to the Maryland governor posthumously pardoned a 15-year-old boy. And 33 other racial lynching victims. Oh, okay. I was reading a post from producer TJ. He said they have already shown a black man that was responsible allegedly for the New York City Times Square shooting. And in that shooting, producer TJ, wasn't a mother and a toddler shot? Yes, there was a mother and a toddler shot. I just thought that was so sad on Mother's Day. 3 years old. I don't understand what would fuel you to go shoot a 3-year-old and the mama. And you probably wasn't aiming at them. I'm hoping you weren't aiming, but it at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They got shot. Anyway, let's go to this story. I don't understand how you can posthumously pardon somebody. Anyway, Maryland governor did it. So let's see what they're talking about. Maryland governor posthumously pardons 15-year-old boy, 33 other racial lynching victims in the state dating between 1854 and 1933, saying they were denied legal due process against the allegations they faced. It was a first of its kind pardon by a governor of a U.S. state. I just don't understand. Is that what it is? Governor Larry Hogan signed the order at an event Saturday honoring Howard Cooper, a 15-year-old who was dragged from a jailhouse and hanged from a tree by a mob of white men in 1885 before his attorneys can file an appeal of a rape conviction that an all-white jury reached within minutes. Okay, Hogan said, "My hope is that this action will at least in some way help to right these horrific wrongs and perhaps bring a measure of peace to the memories of these individuals and to their descendants and their loved ones." How so? Hogan and other state officials attended a ceremony in Townsend, Maryland, next to the former jailhouse where Cooper was held. A historic marker was unveiled at the site in a partnership with the Baltimore County Coalition of the Maryland Lynching Memorial Project, the Equal Justice Initiative, and Baltimore County. Yeah, producer TJ. How much money did they give to the family for reparations? House Speaker Adrian Jones, the state's first Black and first female House Speaker, described it as an important day when the Governor, Attorney General Brian Frost, and Baltimore County Executive John Oswicki, all white men, I'm sorry, y'all. All white men came together to say that this was wrong in order to move forward into the next chapter. Memorializing the site where Howard Cooper was lynched gives us the opportunity to courageously confront the injustices of our past. However, Willie Flowers, president of the NAACP Maryland State Conference, criticized Hogan, calling the pardons political posturing. I would have to agree, Mr. Flowers.
Stryker.
Let's listen to the video.
135 years since 15-year-old Howard Cooper was drugged from the old jailhouse and lynched. A historical placard now marks the spot he was hanged, acknowledging a scar on Maryland's past.
Pieces of the rope used to kill him were passed out as souvenirs.
Governor Larry Hogan delivering remarks at a public ceremony to remember Howard Cooper, a 15-year-old black boy who was lynched in July of 1885.
His body was left there on display until his mother had to retrieve him.
Cooper, who was convicted of assault and rape by an all-white jury after less than a minute of deliberation, was dragged from his cell by 75 masked men and hanged as he waited for his lawyers to appeal his case to the U.S. Supreme Court.
But there was nothing equal, just, or lawful about the way Howard Cooper's life was taken.
After receiving a petition started by middle school students at Loch Raven Technical Academy, Governor Hogan granted a posthumous pardon to Cooper and 34 other racial lynching victims in the state of Maryland.
And I was so inspired by that group of young middle school students because we have no greater responsibility as leaders in a democracy than preserving for future generations the importance of clearly differentiating the difference between right and wrong.
The ceremony was organized by the Baltimore County Coalition of the Maryland Lynching Memorial, the Equal Justice Initiative, and the Baltimore County government. A historical marker is now planted at the spot of Cooper's death.
It's something that we need to remember. We need to acknowledge the things that have happened. We have our lens for 2021, and even in 2021, looking back at that time, we know it was wrong.
Now, several students received at least $5,000 in scholarships at today's ceremony by the Equal Justice Initiative. In Towson, Sean Stryker for WJZ.
What did he call it? Political posturing. Okay. D says, it's as if the lynching pardon is a joke. I do not like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it, D. I don't like it. Moving on. So, okay, let's talk about Charlamagne the God, because every week we do. But Charlamagne the God, he received an honorary degree from his mother's alma mater. So this was part of our Mother's Day stories. So he recently made his mother proud again when he accepted an honorary doctorate from her alma mater, South Carolina State University. This was done on Friday, May 7th. Not a bad accomplishment for the man who ended up going to night school to eventually earn his high school diploma. The New York Times bestselling author hit up Instagram and shared his crowning achievement. He says, "Thank you, God, for being the best knower and planner. Mother's Day weekend, and my mom just got to witness a man you can now call Dr. Leonard Larry McKelvey give the commencement speech at her alma mater. You can call me Dr. Leonard, Dr. Charla, however you want to do it. Just know this honorary doctorate, you shall forever call me doctor. Okay? Thank you, South Carolina State, for the honor. My mother is proud and my ancestors are pleased. Congrats to all the 2020 and 2021 graduates of South Carolina State University. Kudos to him. So he has been advocating mental health awareness for the Black community over the past few years and recently launched the Mental Wealth Alliance. The foundation was created to help remove the stigma about mental health issues and make the topic more relatable among African Americans. South Carolina State University conferred an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters upon the Breakfast Club host. Charlamagne's commitment to higher education and mental health issues is both evident in his philanthropic endeavors and his writing, said South Carolina State President James E. Clark. His relationship with South Carolina State has resulted in great benefit to our students. South Carolina State is privileged to bestow a Doctor of Humane Letters upon such a deserving and fervent advocate. Charlamagne's mother, Julie Ford McKelvey, graduated from South Carolina State in 1975. In 2019, the Radio Shock Jock established the Ford Family Endowed Scholarship Fund by contributing $250,000, to South Carolina State's Alumni Association in honor of his mother and grandmother through his nonprofit organization, Third Eye Awareness. The fund supports scholarships for Black women in English communications and mental health fields at the university. Congratulations to Dr. Congratulations to Dr. Charlamagne Tha God. Y'all better get his name right. Y'all better put some respect on his name. R-E-S-P-K. So anyway, did y'all watch TV this weekend? Sundays are always great for me. But one episode or one series in particular that I love to watch is Godfather of Harlem, and we had a chance to talk to Giancarlo. I wish I could roll my tongue like he rolls it. Giancarlo Esposito. I can't do it. Okay, I'm gonna practice, y'all. Anyway, Giancarlo Esposito is he portrays historical figure Adam Clayton Powell Jr. on the show. The show is amazing. Of course, it's based on historical facts with some added drama, but we got a chance to talk to him about his role in Godfather of Harlem. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Star Studio. I am your host, Portia Monique, and we are here with Giancarlo Esposito, and we're talking about The Godfather of Harlem. Season 2. Giancarlo was absolutely in season 1. He played his butt off, and he made us do some research, right? So if you hadn't heard of Adam Clayton Powell Jr. before, Giancarlo brought him to life. He was jumping off the screen, y'all. So welcome to the Rolling Out Star Studio with Giancarlo and Godfather of Harlem. How are you doing, Giancarlo?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to be here talking to you, Portia Monique, about this incredible show, season 2 on Epix, and certainly a wonderful cast that we have. Our cast and our writing is so stellar, but it exemplifies a period of time in history that I think people need to know about. Forrest Whitaker is incredible in it, and Vincent D'Onofrio, as well as Nigel Thatch, who plays Malcolm X. Some iconic historical characters who actually lived and taught us how to stump and march for our freedom are depicted in this particular show.
Yes, yes, yes. And it's such a pleasure to be speaking with you. We know you, everybody know you, right? So you came up and do the right thing. Everybody knew who you were then. You've done some excellent work since then. You've been in Breaking Bad. Now you're out in New Mexico shooting. I don't know if I can say that, but you're filming right now.
Yes, we're doing a show here called Better Call Saul, which is the prequel to Breaking Bad. So it takes place a number of years before Breaking Bad. And it is about Saul Goodman, the lawyer, who is Walter White's lawyer and the liaison between Walter White and the cartel.
Sounds like it's something I should be watching.
I think it's a great show. You know, I don't know if you are a Breaking Bad fan or have seen that show, but it's very realistic. And I think it's something that you'd really love because it gives you the inside view of a whole different world that actually is part of our world. So it's informative as well. You know, much like Godfather of Harlem, it is not a historical piece in which Godfather of Harlem is. And the wonderful thing about that show is that we've been able to, due to the writing of Chris Brancato and Paul Eckstein, and all of our writing team, we're able to give you a slice of history that really happened, and but contemporize it in a way through the great music of Swizz Beatz.
Absolutely.
Swizz does our soundtrack. Now, you know, he's on his game.
He brings it, definitely does.
He really does. And it's a show about not only historical characters like Bumpy Ellsworth Johnson, played so brilliantly by Forrest Whitaker, who is a man who, after coming out of San Quentin prison, then after being what we'd call a gangster in Harlem, but also someone who's involved with trying to raise his people up on a different level, although he did control, you know, the drugs and the prostitution and the gambling, he was wrestling that control from the Italians. So it's a territorial piece that has a plethora of characters, not only historical, that you'd really enjoy.
Yes. Oh, so Godfather of Harlem. Yes, definitely. I thoroughly enjoy that show. And like I said before, if you watch season 1, you know that you play Adam Clayton Powell Jr., who was an American Baptist pastor and politician. He represented Harlem. It's interesting to see how the meetings after the meetings happen is what I call it. So I used to work in corporate, and you know, everybody is at the meeting, but as soon as you leave, if you're not a part of that second crew, the meeting after the meeting, you're just not in the know. And it's interesting to see how things play out behind the scenes, so to speak, with the politicians, with the gangsters, and with all of that. And you recently tweeted about AC Powell that it was an honor to play him. What is it like bringing him to life? And are you finding out new information that maybe you had not known when he was alive?
It has been a joy and an honor to play Adam Clayton Powell Jr. So many folks don't know. We know, those of us who still frequent or live in Harlem know that 125th Street is Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard. But do we really know you know, what he was really about? I was blessed at an early age to be able to be taken to his church by my mother, Abyssinian Baptist Church. He was a fiery preacher who very early on realized that his connection to his people not only uplifted them, but had the ability to guide them to the voters' booth. And he was a brilliant lawyer and the first Black congressman in history, representing his constituency from New York, from Harlem. And he then, and people may not know this, I learned so much playing him because for me, it's such a huge responsibility to play someone who really lived. You want to get their cadence right. You want to get their attitude right and their thinking in line with yours. But you also want to allow a way in to see the whole person. And so for me, he was not only a brilliant lawyer, statesman, congressman, he also loved jazz music. He was married to Hazel Scott. He also was someone who drank and smoked. Everyone drank and smoked in the 60s. And I say that only because he was a complete and full human being who loved his life and really enjoyed living. And so I connect that to what he was trying to empower people to be.
Yeah.
because he enjoyed his life as if he was looked at like as anyone else. And that's why the Southern Dixiecrats really hated him, because he lived freely and empowered himself to be all of who he is, and fought for people to feel the same way, to have those same freedoms that he allowed himself. And so that's a very important part of who he is. So I knew a lot about him, but not as much as I know now.
I'm sure. Yeah, we're definitely finding out right along with you. So I know you have to. So he was a joy to actually interview. Go to rollingout.com. It is on the site right now. You can continue to watch the rest of the interview with him. Like I said, he was just a joy. He goes into detail that you wouldn't even think about. And so he tells us about more. He tells us more about Adam Clayton Powell Jr., more about where the series goes. If y'all saw last night's episode, then y'all know what's up. And so, and then he also talks about his other series as well. He's in The Boys right along with Lance Alonso. Y'all know that he was on The Mandalorian. You guys also know that he is on Better Call Saul, and he was on Breaking Bad. So he is an icon. Like, I think we first were introduced to him via Spike Lee. And so y'all can go watch him in the Spike Lee classics as well. Yes, Gene. So Adam Clayton Powell Jr. was married to Hazel Scott, and I had to look that up after the interview because I had no clue who that was. But yes, question answered, absolutely. Thanks, Dee. Always great interviews. Great actor, yes. Listen, Robert, I be trying to get it in. Just be doing a little bit of something. So y'all go to rollingout.com, and that interview is actually under the header for Star Studio. Yeah, classic roles is Julian, Big Brother, Almighty, School Days. That's when I was, so School Days is one of those films that, and it was an inspiration, right? Because they was talking about HBCUs, and I had no clue of what a HBCU was. And so it made me do some research. And you guys know that I actually attended an HBCU, which I encourage all African-American kids of color. I encourage all of them to definitely to attend one. My son is going to FAMU, so that's all it is. I believe our guest is here, Trina Braxton. Is that Trina in the virtual building? Okay. I'm not exactly sure who that is. So we are waiting for her and First King James to log in. Y'all know First King James is coming on to give us his sports report. So let's go to this event that Trina is going to be talking about. You got motivational speaker and philanthropist Kim Feltis. She announced the launch of what is bound to be the premier virtual women's empowerment event. Yeah, did we wait? Of this year. It's going to be co-hosted by actress Vivica A. Fox. It's a 4-hour workshop on Saturday, May 15th, and is anticipated to be the empowerment event of the year. Other special guests will include Eva from Real Housewives. She's no longer on that show. But Tyler Lepley, we do know him from P-Valley. He was the bouncer on P-Valley. Let me stop. He's also in Tyler Perry's The Haves and the Have-Nots. Of course, Trina Braxton, she is on today. Vincent Velasquez from TV One's ATL Homicide. Isaac Hayes III, estate manager and son of Isaac Hayes. Micah Stampley. We had Micah on the show not too long ago, him and his wife, gospel recording artists, and more. There will also be virtual gospel performances from the Southern Hummingbird, Tweet. We talked to Tweet as well. I'm trying to read. Oh, okay. That was Gene in the comments. I'm like, who was FKJ? You talking about First King James coming on to give me some shade, girl? Because that's what he does. That's exactly what he does. Going back to this event, so Tweet is going to be there. The Prince of Praise, Byron Cage, Dorinda Clark Cole, and the legendary group, the Clark Sisters. So, of course, any performance that they do is going to be amazing. So the event will be held virtually using the Hopin platform. That's something that we use for our conferences. I like it. So there will be multiple stages, vendor booths, and more, all hosted by an array of experts and public figures that will be sure to teach each attendee with an overwhelming sense of empowerment and pride. Is that Trina in the virtual building? Let's go. You guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We know and love her from We TV's The Braxton. If y'all follow her on social media, you know that she is hilarious, and she's the fun sister, right? And I was telling everybody, the last time I talked to you was right after your wedding. We did an in-person interview at Asia Rose Spa in Atlanta. Yes. And so I was just telling everybody we need to catch up on what's going on with your wedding and your marriage. We saw your post yesterday for Happy Mother's Day, so we're going to check in with that as well. So Trina Braxton, welcome to the Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call.
Thank you.
How was your Mother's Day, girl?
My Mother's Day was so fun. My husband took me to brunch, and then we met with some other friends, and then I came back home and spent some time with my sons, and we watched. I was in this movie. It's called the Sisters and the Shrink on Amazon Prime, and my sons watched the movie with me last night, and it was a really great time. Yeah.
The Sisters and the Shrink. We're gonna have to check for that film. You said it's on Amazon Prime. We're gonna have to go check for it. Absolutely.
Now I don't look my best. I'm gonna be honest about it.
Trina,
I
don't
look
do
a little
that.
bit like Paddington Bear, but it's all right.
Don't do that. You always look cute. You always look cute, girl. Don't worry about it.
I did in the movie.
Okay, little disclaimer. We gonna still watch because we have to support you.
It was a cute movie though.
Yeah. So give us the premise of it. What? How is it? Give us the premise of it.
It follows the lives of different women going through different circumstances, and all of us kind of need some professional help. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm the first lady, and there's a woman in the church who just keeps trying to mess with my husband, and I confront her and all that kind of good stuff. It's juicy. You gotta see it though. It's juicy.
You confront her. Do y'all go to blows or?
No. It's actually the movie is very comedic actually. So, but it's really good. It's really good.
Okay, we're gonna check that out. But we're talking to you today about this virtual event of the year with motivational speaker and philanthropist Kim Feltis. You will be appearing on Saturday, May 15th. Tell us all about the event and tell us when we can catch you, particularly what time that will be.
You can catch me on the 15th, is it 2 p.m.? Tay's gonna check, and so don't quote me right now. It's on May 15th, and I'm gonna be talking about all things entrepreneurial. I'm gonna be talking about how I got started in the business, and I'm going to do a Q&A about, those who just want to start a business or those who are having problems with their businesses. And of course, I'm gonna be talking about my products, Bar Chicks Hot Sauce, Bar Chicks Bourbon, Essence Candles, and of course, returning back into the restaurant industry, definitely.
Yes, so we do need to learn about your new products. I haven't heard about the hot sauce. I've heard about the bourbon. I've heard about the candles, but tell us about those products. And then I want you to give us some practical steps and just a glimpse of what it is that you're going to talk about on Saturday in terms of what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Like, what are some practical steps that you have to do? But tell us about your products first.
And Tay just let me know it's 12 Eastern Standard Time, so I'll be on at 12.
Hey, Tay.
One thing that I tell people about being an entrepreneur is whatever it is that you want to create or whatever you want to put on the market, you have to make sure you have a passion for, because it's going to consume your thoughts, your daily processes, morning, noon, and night. You're gonna have to sleep the product. You're gonna have to think of ways to make sure that it works strategically, and you have to know your audience. So whatever you do, you can't do and say, I think I just want to start a business for myself. But you have to make sure you know that business, and you have to make sure that you study that business, and you have to make sure it's definitely something that you enjoy, like, and understand.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to Facebook just right quick, because everybody is chiming in for you. Family Values in the house. What's up, T? Jean said you are her favorite, Braxton. Dee said happy Mother's Day to the Braxton Queen. She said I love
Mother's
it.
Day to all the mothers.
She said definitely want to see you in the restaurant business. So tell us some practical steps. I want to be in entrepreneurship. In addition to what you just said, I want to be in entrepreneurship. I'm in corporate America right now. I don't know where to start. I do have a passion. After I've identified my passion, what do I do next?
After you've identified your passion, you have to do research. You have to research that product. You have to research, is it a wholesale product? Is it something that you're making from home? Is it a private label product? Is it something that you don't have time to learn how to maneuver for yourself? Let's say you want to make lipstick, and you don't know the first thing about wanting to make lipstick. Well, you have to find out, do you want to make it yourself? And if that's what you want to do, then you have to go online and find out. What's happened? Okay, how do I make lipstick? What are the ingredients that I need? Do I need a commercial spot for it? Is it something that I can do at home? You have to find out the ordinances. You have to find out, the state regulations for what you're trying to do. But if you decided that's just way too much for you, but yet you still really want to do lipstick, there are private labels out there. And then you have to research, okay, do I want this made in China? Do I want this made in America? Do I want to be hands-on? Do I want to travel to China to be instrumental in what I'm doing and what I'm creating? You have to really research what you want to do and how you want to do it.
Listen, I love all of that, and people can do that like today. Like if they have their product, they can do that today. I'm in the comments again, and D Shield says, I have my product, I just need the perfect container designs. So being an entrepreneur encompasses all of that, right? So how
yes.
Right. So walk us through how you went through the process of your hot sauce designs, because she's looking for inspiration and advice when it comes to her container designs.
Okay, so we used not a private label, but we took our recipe and we took it to a manufacturer. And with that manufacturer, we checked out our the bottle types that we wanted. Do we want big bottles? Do we want small bottles? Do we want glass bottles? Do we want plastic bottles? It was a process, and we had to go through the Department of Agriculture to make sure all of our ingredients were the way that it was supposed to be. And then we went through so many boxes online. We looked at one. We had to order different box designs. Is this going to work? Is this going to fit? Are we going to put paper in it? Is it not? And we want to make sure that everything, of course, is uniform. You don't want different boxes for the same product. You want every customer who is going to get your product, you want it to be the same and consistent every time. Every time.
Right. So we're not going to give away too much of the jewels. Y'all have to tune in on Saturday. Man, listen, y'all got to tune in on Saturday, May 15th, to get all of the details about how she started her business, how she's maintaining her business, how she's succeeding and thriving in her business. And then y'all can ask her all the questions there, but she definitely dropped some jewels today. So let's talk about the rest of the conference. Like, who are some of the other people that are going to be there, and what can you learn from the entire conference?
Well, I think we posted a flyer on my Instagram account. They're going to be there's so many people on the panel with so much wealth and knowledge. You just don't want to miss it. I mean, it's just people who are just well versed in their fields. We have Vivica Fox, who excuse me, People don't know, some people don't know that she is also an entrepreneur. She, you know, people see her, oh, to compare that game, she's an actress. She's had her own hairline. She's had sunglasses line. Well, I think she has a clothing line too. She just does so much. She's just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to entrepreneurship. There's so many others on the panel as well. I don't want to give away too much, but it's free. It's free. So this knowledge is absolutely free. All you have to do is just register. I'll make sure the flyer is up on my Instagram page. And Mr. Tay, you doing that now? Mr. Tay is doing that right now. So
okay. And we're also going to see if we can pull up the flyer as well. I'm looking at it on my end. So you got Eva, you got Tyler, you got yourself, Vincent Velasquez as well, Isaac Hayes III, Shay Shepherd, who is handsome by the way. I don't know what he does though. Anyway, I'm gonna have to research that. Of course, Tweet will be there. Gospel Rose, Dorinda Clark Cole, Byron Page, the Prince of Peace, DJ Chick, all right, Chick, and Micah and Heidi Stampley. They will also be in the virtual building along with some other people. Go to www.conversationswithkim.com. We'll see if we can bring that flyer up as well. So why did you decide to become a part of this conference while he's bringing up that flyer? Why was it important for you?
Well, it's important to me because... Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's important to me because, you know, I feel like when God gives you a strength and God gives you a talent, you're supposed to share it. And if I can help even just one person get started, if I can help one person get to that next level, I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. When God gives us a blessing, we're not supposed to hoard it. We're supposed to share it. And you just never know how it might help catapult that person to that next level. So that's my charge. That's what I'm here to do.
And you know what, Trina, a lot of people really don't understand the fundamentals of success. Success really means the more people that you help, the more successful that you become. So with you doing things like this, you are helping yourself become more successful, but you're also helping other people to become successful. So I commend you for doing that. I'm tuning in on Saturday to make sure that I learn my tidbits about entrepreneurship as well, because you are definitely that. Let's talk about Bar Chicks right quick. And then I want to get into, because I interviewed you right after your wedding, so we got to get some updates about how your relationship is going. I follow y'all on social media, and I love seeing the couple pictures. But tell us about Bar Chicks first, and then we'll go into the updates.
Well, we have Bar Chicks, the hot sauce. Right now, there are 3 different flavors. We're working on a 4th. We have the signature mild, which is still a little spicy now. We have the extra hot and the honey pepper. And we have, like I said, we have another flavor coming out with that. Of course, there's the Bar Chicks bourbon, and that is a vanilla pecan flavor, and the slogan for that is taste the sweeter side. And it's really delicious and smooth, and it's lovely. And then there's the Essence candle line, S.CENTS. So there's a little play on words. And we have 4 fragrances for that, and we are coming out with a men's line as well for that.
Girl, so you just be on it. How do you come up with all of these ideas, implement them, and then execute them so that they are all flourishing businesses?
Well, first of all, I'm going to be honest. I have a little bit of ADD. I really do. And my mind is always, I'm not even being funny. And my mind is constantly going. And Tay, he's been with me for 10 years, and he helps keeps me grounded. Like, Trina, okay, we got to do one thing at a time. We got to make sure this is right, and then we move on to this. We make sure this is right, and we move on to that. He's been extremely instrumental with, you know, helping to making sure everything tastes right. He tastes from tasting the hot sauces with me, to getting the labels together and stuff with me, to making sure that every box for the candles is consistent, even when it's wrapped up for shipping. Everything has to be done and consistent and done in order. And he's been with me for 10 years. We've been together for 10 years.
I love it.
We're great partners.
We all need a Tay. Hey, Tay. I hope you're doing well. Hey. Okay, so Tay was there when we did our interview with your husband. Let's follow up. What's going on? What is good, girl? that blushing, girl. Tell us, bring us up to speed.
True. Tony Braxton said it best. I love me some him, girl. What?
Listen, I love me. Don't get me started, girl. Yes.
Listen. And then I think I partied with him a little too hard last night. You hear it? I still have last night in my throat. No, that came out wrong. I partied too hard last week. Forget it. We had a good time.
Don't worry about it. Y'all had a good time. Listen, I love it.
Yeah, open mouth, insert foot, right? I keep putting my foot. Anyway,
Yes.
we're doing great. We're still in the honeymoon phase.
I love it. But so how do you stay in the honeymoon phase? Like, how do you keep it fresh? How do you keep it interesting? We know you're fun, but how do you keep the relationship fun?
I think it's different for each couple, and you have to know what each other actually like and enjoy doing. Like if I know that my husband doesn't like roller skating, I'm not gonna ask, come on, babe, let's go roller skating. No, because he doesn't like roller.
Mm-hmm.
My clock keeps going off. But anyway, we just enjoy spending time with each other, and we spend that time together that we like. We like movies, and but just because somebody doesn't like something doesn't mean that you don't take interest in it. You can't only want somebody to take interest in what you do. Like he likes Formula One racing, so I know all the Formula One racers now at this point because I have to watch Formula One racing with them. But I don't care as long as we get to snuggle up and just watch it together. Just like snuggle.
The ends justify the means. If you get to spend time with him, and that means that you need to learn who all the Formula One racing people are, then listen, that's what I'm gonna do because I love me some him. Okay.
Yes,
I love it. I love it. So what have you guys learned to do as a couple during this pandemic? So how did you guys fare? Because a pandemic, it will definitely let you know who one another is, and then were there any new traditions that you started during the pandemic together as a family?
Well, I'm gonna say no because he was still gone every day because he's in health and wellness right now, and so he was at the office every day still, So
Okay. Mm-hmm. But that's okay. I listen. So I remember what you said about your hashtag, and I know you started the hashtag, but I did look it up yesterday, ahead of our interview, tipping the scales, and I didn't see anything recent. So y'all need to start filling that up with your memories and whatnot.
I don't know, but see, it just fluctuates when he gets home, and I'm gonna tell you right now, he's the best part of my day. I cannot wait for him to get home. But it's like his schedule. It depends on if he has someone coming in later on during the day or whatever. So it's like it hasn't been the same. So if you notice, like I'll do like a lot of stuff by myself. Like today on my Bigo, I do Menopause Mondays because nobody talks about menopause. Nobody talks about that.
Okay, so let's get into that. I know May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and sometimes when you go into menopause, sometimes it wears on your mental health. So let's talk about Mental Health Mondays because I was gonna get right into the different projects that you're doing, but let's start with this one, Mental Health Mondays. Tell us about it. I'm sorry, Menopause Monday.
Menopause Mondays. Well, no one told me that when you go through, and I'm going through perimenopause, I'm premenopausal. So no one tells you that sometimes when you wake up, it's like you're mad, but there's nothing wrong, but you're still mad and nobody did anything to you. And it's just your hormones going all over the place. And so when I went to my husband's office and of course they drew my blood to find out if all my levels were okay, but it turned out that I had like zero testosterone. It didn't even say so. It just was unreadable because it was so low. And so now I have testosterone pellets that they, put in your backside, and it levels you out. And I always know now when I need, because this is my third round, and I always know when I need them because you can feel the fade away. You know what I mean? So some people are on, pills. I don't really like pills so much. And I hate needles because some people can take, testosterone shots, but I got the pellets. They last you about 3 months, and it just kind of mellows me out.
Oh, wow. I can only imagine.
And the hot flashes.
So aside from the testosterone, I believe you call them pellets. what else can women do to help prepare them? Number one, for a conversation about menopause, because I don't think we talk about it enough in our Black communities. Like, it's not necessarily a conversation that we're having on a regular basis, passing down from mother to daughter, auntie to niece, and whatever it is. So let's talk about how we can bring more awareness about this, including your Menopause on Monday podcast, or I'm not sure if it's a podcast or is it
It's not a podcast. It's just a conversation that I have every Monday on Vigo, and I also talk about andropause. And a lot of people, they've never even heard of it. Andropause is the male version of menopause, and
Girl.
you know, it's so crazy because when we talk about that, because for women it's menopause. Oh, she just going through menopause, but men go through it too. But men, they put a cute name on theirs. They call it midlife crisis. You know what I mean? And I even talk about how, you know, women, you know, when we go through things, we want to, you know, change and redecorate the whole house. I'm like, but man, you know, they'll go out at 60 years old, divorce their wives, and marry some teenager. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, it's just so many. We have so many open conversations, and I go online with, you know, fans or people that have something to say, or people that want to add to the conversation, because it's informative. Because no one really does have the conversation. They really don't.
Okay, so how do we tune into these conversations? Because they do sound like they are entertaining, number one, but informative, most importantly.
Yes. It's on Vigo at 4 p.m. on Mondays.
Vigo, that's a platform. Is that like a what kind of?
It's a social media app.
Okay. So we're gonna have to go download that, and we're going to get to that. How do we get to it? Is it Vigo.com? How do you spell it? Because I had never heard of it.
Bigo.
Okay, Bigo. Okay, y'all, tune in on Mondays for this talk, because we need to hear it. And then what else are you working on before we get out of here? Because I know you have to go. So tell us what other projects you're working on and where we can find you next.
You can find anything Trina on TrinaBraxton.com. But with our main concern right now is making sure that the hot sauces are out. Because we're working on, like, again, that fourth fragrance, not fragrance, jeez, think about the candles again. That fourth flavor. And of course, working on the men's line for the Essence candle line.
I love it. Anything else you want to plug before we go? We know that we have to tune into the conference at noon on Saturday to hear you speak. What else do you want to plug right now before you gotta go?
I don't want to plug anything, but I just want to say thanks everyone for getting up this morning and saying hello. Happy Mother's Day to those mothers from yesterday. And please, please make sure you take care of yourselves during Mental Health Awareness Month in May.
And y'all tune in to these discussions on Mondays, Menopause Mondays. I'm tuning in today. I'm gonna figure out how to get on the platform. I'm gonna tune in today because I learned something new. Like, I had no idea that there's an actual medical term for it. What was the term again? Because I'm gonna look that up, because you know sometimes men
andropause.
Andropause.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know. Now I'm gonna know what to accuse him of. You going through andropause right now, ain't you? Listen, learn something new every day. Trina, thank you so much again. Y'all go follow Trina, her movement. Make sure you guys tune in for the conference. We'll bring it back up. There it is, right there on Saturday, and you'll be able to hear from Trina and all of these other celebrity guests and other influencers, etc., powerful performances as well. Thank you so much, Trina, for stopping by the Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call. It's been a pleasure speaking with you again. I love your energy. It's so refreshing, especially when it's early in the morning. So thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Andropause, y'all. Andropause. That's some of y'all problems right now, man. Listen, y'all be going through andropause. Stop it. I done learned something new today. I'm gonna do a PSA. If you know anyone that's going through andropause right now, like, refer them to Trina's podcast. Let's help get them some help. It's serious. They want to sit up there and tease and and joke about women going through menopause and having hot flashes and all of this stuff. Listen, men go through it too. That's all I'm saying. Hey, David, thank you. David said, great interview. I ain't talking to you, Nathan. He's talking about if you the woman induces the crisis, it's not a crisis. Newsflash. Listen, ain't nobody talking to you, David. Nathan. We love you, Trina. Thank you so much for coming on. G Shield says I'm following Tamar on the platform. So I hadn't heard about that platform. So I'm gonna go to it and make sure that I download it so that I can listen to her Menopause Mondays. Like, we don't talk about that enough in our communities, and I don't understand why. Like, there's certain milestones that women hit that we just need to be having open conversations about. It's almost like it's taboo in the African American community and our culture to talk about these things, but we need to be letting people know, letting our family, our community know what is coming up next. So Bigo, B-I-G-O. Thanks, D. Jean Bracy said, I think the first King James is too young. I don't know, girl. I thought he was coming on. Maybe he's not. I thought I saw that he was coming on a little later, but maybe he's not. He said he was still coming on, so I don't know where he went to. Okay. Nonetheless, 9:30 on the Rolling Out AM wake up call. Trina Braxton was great. Y'all make sure you guys attend that conference that is on Saturday. And I'm going to the website to see where we're going next. So if you guys did get a chance to read the ticker at the bottom, I want to see if producer TJ can bring it back up. One of the stories was Chance the Rapper debuts his new film in theaters this summer, y'all. So he has a new film coming out. But what is eye-opening to me is that he's debuting it in theaters. Does that mean that some of the theaters are going to be open? I don't know. I know there's a video associated with it, so we'll see if we can bring that video up. But let's go and get into the story. Y'all know Chance the Rapper. I love Chance the Rapper. So after we go to Chance the Rapper, we'll go to Master P as well. But May 13th marks the 5th anniversary since the release of Chance the Rapper's breakout coloring book. Did y'all get a chance to listen to that? Listen, that whole album was fire. His mixtape, it was a mixtape. And the Chicago rapper is marking the date with a partnership with AMC Theaters to release a new film celebrating the 5-year milestone. I think that we don't do enough celebrations in our culture and our community. And I think those people who do are more likely to be happier. And so nonetheless, Chance the Rapper is celebrating his 5-year milestone with a film. The movie is entitled Magnificent Coloring World and is directed by Jake Shearer and produced by Chance's House of Kicks and Park Pictures. Listen, y'all. If y'all have a company or a business or entrepreneur or something going on, y'all better get one. Okay. So the movie is set to be released this summer and will be the first time an individual recording artist has distributed a film through AMC. So congratulations to him. He took to his social media platforms to make the announcement and share his achievement. He says, I'm independently distributing a film to theaters and I'm extremely proud of myself. Thank you, AMC Theaters, and thank you to everyone who made this concert, this film, and this partnership possible. We going to the movies. I'm in the comments. Let's go to the video. Let's see what the video is about.
Are you ready? Full
Listen, Magnificent Coloring World coming to theaters soon. I'm excited about that, and I am happy that he is taking the time to celebrate his wins. So kudos to him, and all of the great things that he's doing. And then I'm happy to see that theaters are reopening, but I am curious to see exactly how that would work with the social distancing, because even though the vaccination rates are increasing, I don't know if I want to be sitting next to a stranger in the movies in the dark. That's all I'm saying. Moving on, let's go to Master P's Mr. Ice Cream Man. So Percy Miller, aka Master P, went from creating a platinum album, Mr. Ice Cream Man, to building his own ice cream products. This is another man that is definitely not afraid of anything. Business, family ventures, making money, raising. Listen, he's just not afraid of anything or any business. The family business develops a premium ice cream, and now the brand is recognized as the masters of ice cream. Mr. Ice Cream Man Southern Style Ice Cream comes in all natural, lactose-free, and dairy-free versions. Mr. Miller says they can have the streets and we're taking over the grocery stores. Let's go to the video. He says, the more we make, the more we give. La Great Ice Cream is the best tasting ice cream on the planet. Let's go.
Where is that?
What?
Ice cream. All right, you can go. LA Great Southern Style Premium Ice Cream, deliciously rich. Mr. Ice Cream Man.
That real ice cream right here.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Ice Cream Man.
Before you jump in the game, you get one thing understood.
Yes.
If you selling an ice cream, you got to make sure it's good.
Mr.
Ice Cream
Man. Mr. Ice Cream Man.
Most wanted ice cream, LA Great.
Writing's not. That was corny. It was cute though. And I think they was trying to sing that Michelle song. It was in the tune of the Michelle song. Listen, he don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. He ain't never scared. He has no limit. Like, he really designed his brand around how he feels, right? And that was too much, y'all. But it was cool. He's my mentor too. And I love the way that he, you know, I was reading about him in terms of him being this media mogul and this record executive, and when he had No Limit Records, and I think he still has it, but when he had it at its height, all of his signees received houses instead of like a Rolex, instead of like a car. Like, he gave them all houses. So anyway, I read that somewhere. I believe it to be true. If it's not true, I want it to be true, because I just think that's how it should be done. Anyway, Mr. Ice Cream Man. So y'all know he's diversified. He's in every area. He's in, he got his own wrap snacks. He got his own, doesn't he have seasonings, producer TJ? Is it seasonings? Of course he has his ice cream. He ain't stopping. He is literally the business goat. So y'all getting y'all some ice cream. What was the song again? Before you what was the song again? TJ, please play the song again of the cops singing. I thought he got noodles, D. He got the seasoning salt with the noodles. Oh, he got the ramen noodles. Yes, he does. Because let's see it again.
Where is that?
What?
Ice cream. All right, you can go. LA Grape, Southern Style Premium Ice Cream, deliciously rich. Mr. Ice Cream Man.
That real ice cream right here.
Mr. Ice Cream Man.
Before you jump in the game, you get one thing understood. If you sell it in ice cream, you got to make sure it's good.
Mr.
And it's good.
Man. Mr. Ice Cream Man.
Most wanted ice cream, LA Grape.
I love it. Wealth is not flashy. Come on, Kathleen. Listen, I love it. He's the GOAT. He's wealthy, eating real ice cream. He's the real ice cream man. And I love how he is taking no shorts, no shortcuts. And he's raising a generation of family members, a culture really, to show him how it's done. We've honored him several times with Star Studio here at Rolling Out. He's spoken at several of our conferences, so he's definitely a friend of the brand. And we just love everything that he does, even though they be trying to tear him down. It's stupid. Anyway, most notable businesses. Are we going there? I'm looking at producer TJ. Are we going here? So let's go. Yes. Okay. So let's go to his most notable businesses while we're on Master P, because we probably can do a master course on him. He got nine of his most notable businesses. So he got No Limit Records. Thought I told you. No Limit Clothing, No Limit Films, No Limit Sports Management. Listen, y'all, he just don't stop. PM Properties, MP Realty. He's also a real estate mogul. Through his real estate companies, Master P has bought and sold various properties from mansions to fixer-uppers. PM Properties, which that could easily be my initials, I'm just saying. The property management company managed properties that housed hundreds of tenants. Like, we don't even hear about these type of things. Okay. He got Big Papa Burgers. He is not afraid. This is the culture. This is who we are. And we done with letting y'all exploit it. Yeah, no limits. No limit. Drop the donuts. Okay, listen. Big Papa Burgers. Did y'all know about Big Papa Burgers? So in 2019, Master P opened up a franchise restaurant. He needs to teach a damn master class. So in 2019, Master P opened up a franchise restaurant called Big Papa Burgers in his hometown of New Orleans. The name Big Papa refers to his grandfather, who is responsible for the secret sauce and other recipes. The restaurant sells burgers, chicken and waffles, sandwiches, fries, and shakes. Big Papa Burgers has received positive reviews with a 4 out of 5 on Google, 3.5 out of 5 on Grubhub, and 3.5 out of 5 on Yelp. We need to make sure that his stuff is, we need to increase those ratings. I don't like that 3.5. Anyway, Magnotti. Listen, y'all. He said, I don't know what y'all think this is, but this is not a dress rehearsal. So he also has Magnotti. Is it Moneyatti? Moneyatti. Moneyatti. In 2018, Master P launched Moneyatti, a luxury brand that sells shoes, clothes, and other fashion accessories. Moneyatti stands for motivating oneself now, encourages you actively to think independently. I'm about to be on my Master P all week. Reading all of the things that he does makes you feel like you're not doing enough. And I'm sure he has a team, but he's also implementing all this stuff. So Master P offered Zion Williamson the number one pick for the 2019 NBA draft, a $20 million contract to sign to his shoe line. Whew. Each shoe was made to order using Italian leather and other high quality material and then shipped out in 1 to 2 weeks. Zion chose to sign a 5-year contract with the Jordan brand for $75 million instead. Damn it, Zion. Okay. Manati sneakers sell from between $264 and $309, which put it above the retail price of the new pair of Jordans or Yeezys. He didn't understand the assignment, y'all. Damn. Okay. Y'all know he got Rap Snacks. He also has Rap Noodles. In the late 2019, he calls himself Chef Boyardee. Okay. Chef Boyardee announced the launch of his newest product, Rap Noodles. Rap noodles are a variety of icon ramen noodles with different wrappers on the cover. Ew. If y'all go look, I think that's E40 on that one. It says the reason why he created the brand was to get people like Zion to support the brands, to support Black brands. That was for the shoe company. Going back to Rap Noodles, current Rap Noodle flavors include Boosie, Louisiana hot and spicy chicken, Master P creamy gumbo, E40 prime rib, and Romeo Miller veggie medley. I would most likely go with Romeo's flavor. I'm just saying. Uncle P's. Listen, y'all, I forgot about all of these businesses that he had. Uncle P's White Rice. Of course, it's probably an homage to Uncle Ben's. I want y'all to see this. It's crazy. So Uncle P's White Rice, in response to food brands such as Uncle Ben's that have Black characters on the cover but aren't owned by Black people, Master P created Uncle P's Louisiana seasoned rice, brown rice, and red bean. Listen, y'all, just in case y'all didn't know, here go. Just in case y'all doubting what I'm saying and what I'm talking about, here we go for white rice. Okay, white rice, brown rice, red beans, and rice. Uncle P's rice. He said, "I'm coming for everything in 2020. I'm coming for everything in life." So he has other reported businesses. He also created Money Mafia Clothing, No Limit Communications, a phone sex business, which I'm sure is lucrative, an energy drink called, this man is a genius. So he has an energy drink called Make 'Em Sing, and many others. When his ex-wife filed for divorce in 2014, he reportedly owned 45 companies and 31 properties. Gene, yes, rice. I can do Master P updates all day too, girl. Listen, Master P motivates just hearing what he's doing. He needs to, yes, we just need to lead by example. I'm buying one of everything. I am too, including the rice, girl. Yes, love his hustle. Tour bucket list. Visit all of Master P's business spots or locations where foods are sold. And No Limits. Nathan said, drop the donuts. Yes, he does need to teach a course. Make him say, nah. So going back to the shoe company, the name of the shoe was Maniati. And he created that platform so that he can get people like Zion, who was the #1 draft pick in 2019, to support Black brands. It's difficult when you're looking at a $20 million price tag versus a $75 million price tag. But you have to understand the assignment, y'all. You do. And the assignment is definitely supporting Black owned, because they're going to make quadruple what they're giving you off of selling shoes to your own culture. And so we need to just give that back. And we don't know what percentage is going to be given back to some of these Black companies, some of these Black organizations. We don't know any of that. So y'all understand the assignment. Money Yachty, best, and they cute, and they fly. They fly. I like that Croc special. Lower. Look at that. They fly. Fly. I love them. Merck's collection. I don't know about a Merck's collection because y'all know what Merck is. Money Yachty classic. I love the classics. Look at they super fly. Whew. Y'all. All right, he coming for Kanye's neck. Y'all better stop. Y'all better stop playing with him. I like the limited collection. Look at those, y'all. Okay, can we find the next? I like the lime green. Finest Italian touch. I love them. I wonder what the first King James got to say about the shoes. Think he's coming on shortly, y'all. Money Yachty slides. He said, why not own it? Why not own it? Some of the prices, I think they range from like $264 to like $300. All day. Oh, he disconnected. Okay. He must have been having some issues this morning, so I don't know what's going on with First King James. We just gonna go ahead and close out the show. I know he wasn't feeling well. But anyway, going back to Master P, I could talk about him all day. Did y'all know he had Big Papa Burgers named after his grandfather? Like, he's reached a level where his ideas automatically turn into execution and tangible things. And so if he has the idea, it just seems like he jumps on it and he implements. He puts a team in place and he just makes it happen. Like, at this point, money is no object to him. So he continues to create ventures that help to keep him, keep his businesses going. PM Properties and Realty, hundreds of tenants, and then No Limit Sports Management. Says Master P was also a pretty decent basketball player in '98. Of course, y'all know his son is going to Tennessee State. But in '98, he signed with the Charlotte Hornets, and in '99, he played for the Toronto Raptors. There is rare footage of him wearing a number 17 Miller uniform for the Raptors. I did not know that. Did y'all know that? Where he made 2 3-pointers, a layup, and a block. Unfortunately, neither of the NBA teams he tried out for signed him to play in the regular season. So he tried out for him. Okay. And that was No Limit Sports Management. No Limit Films. We know about No Limit Films. Don't play. Master P used the same independent retail outlets that were selling No Limit music and clothing to distribute No Limit Films' first straight-to-video release. I'm about it. He was able to sell over 220,000 copies of the film in its first week without a major distribution deal. How, Sway? No Limit's first feature film, and this was in the era of no social media. So y'all know that he's really the GOAT. So No Limit's first feature film, I Got the Hookup, made over $10 million at the box office, which was more than triple its $3.5 million production cost. Master P then signed a deal with Artesian Pictures, but none of the later film releases would match the success of I Got the Hookup. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure he's okay. He was communicating, talking about First King James, but he did say that he didn't feel well. So, No Limit Clothing, as Master P's record label began to take off, he quickly began to create other businesses to capitalize on the label's success. One of the first side ventures was No Limit Clothing. He makes this stuff look so simple. The original shirt featured the No Limit tank logo. Let's see if we can get a picture of that. The original shirt featured the No Limit tank logo, but later included many other designs, often based on album cover artwork. At first, fans could only buy it as concert tour merch or through mail order, but then it became available in independent retail outlets and department store chains. So instead of the shirt, we're gonna go to him playing in the NBA. Remember, they said they had rare footage of him playing as number 17 in the Toronto Raptors. Let's take a look at that in '98. Let's go. So there's evidence that's clearly now from 17 stop playing. Only platinum artist to play in the NBA. Looking like his son. I thought they said they didn't sign him though. So I'm not exactly sure how that works. Maybe First King James can let us know. He was signed. He was signed. Okay, so the article had mentioned that neither one of the teams had signed him. So I don't know. I don't know how that happens. But he looked like he was good. Let's go to the video. Oh, that's fun. You know they look like. I love it. Number 16. I like it. Yeah, me too. I like it. So was that Hersey Miller? Yeah, let's go. Are we bringing on First King James? I see that he's on. Everybody is concerned about him in the chat. So just let him see that he's still alive. And he's doing well. Yeah, the No Limit documentary is a must watch. I'm going to rewatch that today. D, where is it? Where can they find it? Is that on Amazon Prime? Jane, I like to meet him too. Listen, just to shadow him for a day. The NBA move, love that about Master P as well. What's up, First King James? You feeling okay today?
Hey, what's happening? How you doing?
I'm well. You okay?
Yeah, I mean,
people were concerned about you.
Yeah, a little bit of a physical setback. You know what I'm saying? Just a little headache. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably just gonna shut it down, or take a little nap, and then you know what I'm saying, I should be all right. It's just something that came over yesterday, and it's kind of persisted.
Well, we hope. And do you think it's COVID? Well, y'all saw him. He obviously is talking. so he obviously is up and talking. It looks like his connection might be a little shaky. But y'all see for yourselves that he is doing well. And we're going to pray for him. We hope it's not COVID because we did see him all over the place. At all these different events. He was hanging out with Spice and her crew and the real Shaggy, D.I., the real Shaggy. And, you know, he was at all these events. So we hope it's not COVID. It's not COVID, is it, First King James?
Oh, no. If it was COVID, I would already be at the VA hospital, and I would already, I ain't taking no chances with that. It's just, there's no fever as far as I can feel. It's just a matter of just feeling out of sorts. Little headache going on, just a nausea. So I don't know if it was something I ate or whatever, but I'm just gonna shut it down for a quick minute, and then I should be back. I should be back to normal, hopefully.
Yeah. So they're praying for you in the comments. Hold on.
Well, I appreciate it.
Jean said, do I have to come up there and nurse him back to health? She said she'll be Nurse Betty. Stop.
Well,
playing.
you know what, Gene? You know what I'm saying? I appreciate your flexibility in these dire matters. So, you know what I'm saying? I'll be all right. You know what? I'll let you know. I will let you know. But you know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep you on speed dial. thank you for being in a brother's corner. Yeah, I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right. It's just one of those occasional physical setbacks. You know, I usually don't miss, my turn to come on the show. But today it was just weird. Today, the last 12, 24 hours have been just a little weird in terms of, and it happens every once in a while. So, you know what I'm saying? So
okay, that's I call those vitamins. Make sure you're taking care of your immune system and getting those vitamins that you need. And vitamin D is really good. I don't know. Do you take vitamin D?
I have vitamin D. I have vitamin D. I have vitamin C, and I have multivitamins. I take my multivitamins every day. Vitamin D and vitamin C kind of affect me a little bit, I guess, because at the drugstore, well, it's vitamin D3, so it's a more intensified version. So I can't take that every day. And then vitamin C, I'm just gonna have to go. Maybe when I go to the VA, I'll ask them for, or maybe I'll just call the VA and ask them for smaller dosages, because the ones that they sell at the regular drugstore are too intense.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to be praying for you. It's 9:58 on the Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call. So let's get into these positive thoughts. Glad you could hop on right quick with us to close us out. We had a great guest today. Trina Braxton came on. She was talking about her Women's Empowerment Conference. Well, just a virtual empowerment conference, not necessarily women. It's going to be held Saturday. Y'all go to the site to catch it. Well, I'll bring up the site a little later, but this is my very last dream card, y'all. So I'm gonna get into this dream series. This is the last one. I'm popping it open so y'all can see, and it says, if you can dream it, you can do it. That is very evident from Master P himself, who needs to teach a master course on manifesting these things in his life that he dreamed. If you can dream it, you can do it. Shout out to Master P, who does what he wants. Nah. Go get y'all energy drink that make it say, Okay, go ahead, Jerry.
Okay, that's enough. Well, that kind of is a good segue into what Henry Ford said more than 150 years ago. When he invented the assembly line, not the car, but the assembly line. And he said, and it's a famous quote that's said often, I think it goes, if you think you can or cannot, you are right. So basically, be careful and be wary of the tongue, because if you hate on yourself and say you can't do it, you're unqualified, you're unattractive, I can't get it done, I don't have this to get it done, or whatever, you are correct. And if you're the kind of person that says, I can do it, I will get it done, you will do it. So that's my positive thought of the day. If you believe you can or cannot, you are correct. That's my positive day. King James from Atlanta, from Akron to Atlanta. Thank you. And thank you for all the prayers. And we are out for the day. I will check you out on Thursday when I come back to rescue Portia from herself. Until then, stay tuned.
Y'all, register for Conversations with Kim. It's a free virtual event. You will find Trina there this Saturday at noon. Register for free at www.conversationswithkim. All of these beautiful, inspirational, successful people will be at the conference. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for staying and hanging out with me and PJ. If you can dream it, you can do it. You can dream it, you can do it. Take a note from Master P's book. He said, listen, he don't have time to sit around and let grass grow under his feet. He's doing everything. He got energy drinks. He got ramen noodles. He got luxury tennis shoe lines. He got real estate ventures. He has rice.
I mean, damn. You doing rice, dude? Rice?
He got rice. He got ice cream. Listen, he got everything. He's the ice cream man. No limits for real. Listen.
Y'all better put respect on this man.
Check it out on his book. Let's go dreaming. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.